because one thing we were also talking about is just a lot of people that maybe haven't saw this yet. If you're any type of sports fan whatsoever, you're excited because you learn about the history of the game watching this show.
Right.
And how much of it did you know prior to getting your role?
I didn't know that about Pat Riley. I didn't know that
Me
he
either.
was his sidekick. He was also his gopher. I mean, Chick would make Pat Riley go pick up his dry cleaning, if you can imagine that. One of the greatest coaches in the history of the NBA.
Right.
And he started out doing errands for Chick.
blew
So
my
I had no
mind.
idea about any of that. I wasn't really that familiar with Kareem's background.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's what's so beautiful about the show is it weaves all of these different storylines so beautifully, and all of the players' backgrounds, Magic's relationship with his father and his mother. There's just so many great stories, and it's Adam McKay, so so the writing is so good, it's just delicious. So I'm learning a lot. I didn't know that before Pat Riley slicked his hair back and started wearing Armani suits, he was walking around the beach looking for his second act with a big old bushy mustache. In fact, I was so envious. I was so envious of his mustache that I started to grow one myself. Now this is actually I'm growing this for a play. I'm going to New York to do a play in a couple weeks, and I'm growing this mustache. It's the first time in my life I've tried to grow a mustache.
It looks really
this
good.
This is about 5 days in, so we're giving it a test drive.
Is it gonna get bushy though, like Pat's on the show? Is it
No,
do
it's
that?
going to be. I'm going to grow it out, and then I'm going to kind of thin it out. It's going to be a really terrible mustache.
Okay,
I'm going for a really bad look. So
this is my last question, y'all. I'm gonna shut up after this.
No,
because I'm curious if you can say anything to it.
Yes.
There's so much controversy. The show is the best. I don't care. They Emmys. I'm waiting for them to
Next
come
question.
to you guys.
Next
you
question.
already know.
Next
Yeah,
question.
so that's my question, and that's the only reason why I bring it up. And so we'll move on to the next question because y'all please let these people be great. I'll say this because you don't have to talk. Can you please let them be great?
I will answer that question. Keep talking, and I'm going to answer your question.
I want you to let them be great. Let me say this why. As creators, it is and this is exactly what the controversy is. Is it we need too much Hollywood, or is it you guys should look it up and find out what's the truth?
I'm going to tell. I'll answer your question this way. On page 68 of Jerry West's autobiography, that is a book that one writes about oneself, called West by West. He talks about throwing golf clubs and going into fits of rage. And if you don't believe me, just ask Pat Riley. He saw it all. So
that works. There's the plug for you too. So
we're not making a documentary.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's fictionalized. We obviously they're real characters. I'm playing Chick Hearn as Chick Hearn. I'm doing an impression of Chick Hearn to a certain extent, but everything I do, I try to honor his legacy.
Yes.
But obviously the writers have him doing some things that he maybe not necessarily would have done in real life, and it's heightened. It's Adam McKayified.
So. You guys made it comedic, which makes it much more engaging.
Exactly. If we were just doing a biopic, people would fall asleep.
You would not even watch it.
Yeah.
You really wouldn't. And so thank you for sharing what you could share about that. I'm done. I'll leave y'all alone.
I was just going to say, how did you find your interpretation of Chick Hearn in the role?
It's funny. Right before I got the part, I had done a nice little role in this Tarantino film in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I played a guy who kind of talks like this. I'm interviewing Brad and Leo, and I played sort of a TV host announcer, and my uncle was that guy in real life. My uncle was an actor named Chris Bone, and he did commercials and voiceovers, and he had a voice, and he talked like this. And so I kind of modeled the character in the Tarantino film after my uncle, and I guess I heard McKay had seen he'd seen the film, he'd seen me in that role, and he thought of me as Chick Hearn. So I was kind of like doing a little bit of an homage to my Uncle Chris. And then, of course, when I got the gig, I went on YouTube and I went down a rabbit hole of Chick Hearn and watched a couple hundred hours of Chick Hearn and watched Laker games. And I got to the point where I would put on a Lakers-Celtics game and I would screen mirror it onto my television set. I would turn the sound down and I would sit there in my armchair and I would just start calling Laker games.
I love that.
With the sound down as Chick Hearn. And I'd sit like a crazy person sitting in my living room. Magic to Kareem, Kareem to Cooper, Cooper to Worthy, slam dunk. I'm doing all that. And so by the time we got up and running with filming, I was pretty well versed in Chick. And I tried to get his voice and his mannerisms and his essence and his cadence. I mean, he could speak nonstop for 2 hours, which is not something normal humans do. Pretty extraordinary work ethic he had. So,
That's really awesome.
So that's what I was trying to do in order to kind of get him as best I could.
A fun little fact on Barney's Beanery, just total kind of side note of this, but Tarantino apparently wrote a lot of Pulp Fiction in this Barney's Beanery.
Is that right?
That's what I heard.
Oh wow, okay, I love
in
that.
a booth at Barney's.
I love that.
Full circle.
That's what you got.
The flip side of your question about preparing for Chick Hearn is I played Sean Hannity in a movie called Bombshell. Vastly more entertaining watching hours of Chick Hearn preparing for Chick Hearn than having to watch hundreds of hours of Fox News. I thought I was going to stab my eyeballs out.
So were you,
Did we just lose audio? I think we
No,
just
no,
lost her.
were
Ernie,
you
you ever good on audio?
Are we good on
good.
audio? We're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
We just
okay.
lost
Oh,
that.
all right.
We can hear. So were you an NBA? Were you a basketball fan before the?
I was a Laker fan. I grew up a Laker
That's right,
fan. I mean,
that's
I grew up going to those games I remember 79, 80, I was 14, 15 years old, and going to the Forum was like going to a rock and roll show.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you
So
see
you knew the
Jack
feeling.
Nicholson sitting there, and
Yep.
I mean, it was like the building was rumbling.
Wow.
The only thing the guys couldn't do, the production design, a lot of people are noticing that the Forum in our show is kind of maroon colored. The stripes on the
Right,
Forum
right,
are
right.
maroon,
Yep.
and I think back in the day it was blue, and they couldn't CGI that out. But I would go there as a kid, and I'd go to the games, and it
That's
was like
full circle.
watching.
Yeah.
It was just electric,
Whew.
and it felt like they never lost. It just seemed like they never ever
The
lost.
run that they went on, some of those times, it
Yeah.
really kind of low key was like not. The only thing I think that I've saw, even since I paid attention to basketball, that's even similar, is probably what Golden State has been doing
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like you
Just
get, if,
winning.
as a fan,
Yeah.
you're super excited because it's like you just expect them to win. So I
Right.
can't imagine as a kid, we were just talking about sharing the Clippers with the Lakers
Sure.
and how you kind of just want to go see the Lakers most of the time, which kind of sorry Clippers,
Yeah.
but it's like that's what's
You
happening.
don't need to see the Clippers, you know?
I also think, given the, it's funny. I was Jeff Pearlman, who wrote the book Showtime, which
That's
is
his
a
last
fabulous
name.
book
Yeah.
That's his last
that the
name.
show is based on. And I said to him, it's a bummer the Lakers are having such a bad year because it might not make people as interested in watching our show. And he said, absolutely the contrary. He said, it's
Yes.
going to make people nostalgic for when they were great. I mean, we won a championship here 2 years ago.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
we
it's not
we
like
kind of forgot about that.
Forgot about that and fired the head coach. And we're just like, you're not good enough.
I know.
Like,
I'm not. I wasn't on board with that.
Yeah,
But
this is the
Vogel took a bad hit for that. He
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
It wasn't his fault. That's my
These
2
are
cents.
spoiled
We know whose
Laker
fault it
fans
is.
right here, talking about having spoiled Laker fans who don't realize that they just won a championship.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, we're expecting it. I'm a Chiefs fan, and you know about football, but right now
You're a Chiefs
we're-
fan, really?
We're kind right.
I couldn't tell.
Surprise! But
Are you
it's
from
kind of
KC?
like you. I'm originally from KC,
Right on.
so that's
Love
the
that town.
reason
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
And it's like you guys. I'm like, what do you mean we didn't make it to the Super Bowl? Like what? But it's the same thing that they're trying to say. It's absolutely insane that you get the opportunity to win one time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in watching this show, that's what I love so much. There's so many moments of greatness, and it happened. And so I became addicted to going on YouTube and watching the original
Oh, I love
interviews
that.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like Magic, of Kareem.
Watching and Chick was the thing about Chick Hearn. It was so great with everybody.
Yeah.
Whether he was interviewing Larry Bird, which was their chief rival.
Ooh.
Bird was so. He's very like high strung and intense. And obviously the contentious relationship he had with Magic Johnson. But you see him sit down with Chick Hearn, and he just he's very at ease and opens up, and that was the beauty of Chick Hearn, and that's why I love playing him so much.
Yeah,
because
there's a lot named after Chick Hearn that's here. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's a street. I know I saw the
No,
street.
that's just Chick Hearn Street, yeah.
Chick Hearn Boulevard.
Where is it?
By
Where
the,
my brain
by the
right
Staples
now?
Center.
Yeah,
by the
Staples
old.
Center.
I still
I'm
can't.
like,
I can't call it
I've
the
seen it a million
crypto arena.
times.
No,
Okay, that's
yeah,
it.
It's
no,
the Staples
that's
Center
where
to
it's
me.
possible,
Yeah.
I know it is supposed to call. Okay, I forgot. Yeah,
Yeah.
Staples Center.
It's
to
Chick Hearn,
everybody
Chick
that's ever
Hearn
lived
Boulevard.
here.
There's a statue of Chick
That's
Hearn
what it is.
right there. So
I'm like, I see Chick Hearn nonstop in my head, the blue and
Yeah.
white sign, but then I couldn't place where it was. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, anybody that if you are watching it, you're not from LA, there's so much history sitting
Yeah.
right here on the other side of us because he is getting the opportunity to play one of the most legendary announcers in any sport, let alone just basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to me, there was
it's
Chick Hearn and
incredible.
Vin Scully and everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
in
they were
everybody
they were
else.
the top of the mountain, and everybody else was
Seriously.
just pretenders to the throne.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
right here in a home in LA.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's
So we
right.
know that LA is an
LA.
entertainment town, obviously, and I think that's what's so fun about the show too is it's highlighting the entertainment side of
Yeah,
sports.
yeah.
But is LA a sports town?
Sure, it's a sports town.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
You mean
Oh, yeah.
compared to
I mean,
Minnesota?
especially now that the Rams are back, I think so, 100%. I mean,
all
But
sports
it's
here.
entertainment. You know
how
what
many
I mean?
championships have the Dodgers won?
I
How
was
many
just about to
championships have the
bring up
Lakers
the
won?
Dodgers,
Okay, okay.
I know.
Lakers.
Okay.
I know.
She wants
It
us
like
to be like,
we-
I'm
Sure.
coming from the Midwest here.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
like
That's what it
we're
is.
like cold and it's like
She feels like you guys don't have
Are
to
you from Chicago?
sacrifice.
No, I'm from Minnesota.
From Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah.
Is Minneapolis a sports town?
Yeah, like let's be serious. No, I'm from LA. And
More than LA? Lakers, Kings, Dodgers.
I'm getting destroyed here, LJ.
No,
Come over.
even the Angels.
Wait, no, I'm from LA, and that was an offense.
Grizzlies
He
aren't a
tried to come
basketball
for
team.
LA.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies aren't a basketball team.
And-
You guys have the Vikings and the Twins.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Minneapolis is, okay? Now,
She tried to come for y'all though. She did just try to come for you guys. I think what she's saying though is that you never have to sacrifice to go watch a game.
Yeah.
Because it's
That's what
always
I'm
sunny
saying.
in
We
LA.
have options here in LA. Like, we can go watch a game or go do anything else.
No, I mean that's true.
You guys
I mean,
had Fran Tarkenton and Kirby Puckett, and that's about it. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we
It's just
don't
my
we won't
name.
talk about Kirby Puckett. That's all other conversation. But-
So you're from here in LA.
Spencer, your outfit
little
tonight is
spin
beating
on
all of
Chick
the draft.
Well, that's
picks.
nice.
Awesome.
No, it really is. It really
looks
is.
good. He looks
It
great.
yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
I'm on my
you're
way to a
complete with
fancy
some of
dinner,
the
but this is half for you and half for my.
They need
Can
to
you
know.
tell us where you're going
I'm
to
having dinner
dinner?
with
Yes.
some of my castmates from the show.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
you're
what?
coming in hard, so
Yeah.
they need to know he's
Yep.
clean. Okay.
Tell Magic Johnson I said hello.
I will.
Yeah.
Isn't he great? Oh, you don't know because
I
you
haven't
haven't
seen
seen
it.
the show.
Yeah, I will.
Everyone
gotta watch
has
the show.
seen it.
I
So
gotta-
Quincy
good.
Isaiah, who plays Magic Johnson, is an absolute star. Like out of nowhere,
Yeah.
he just burst like a supernova on this show. He's so damn good.
Shout out to you.
And
For real.
Solomon Hughes, who plays Kareem, also brilliant.
We were just saying the cadence
Yeah.
We
is
just talked about
just
this.
so on point,
Yeah.
and just the casting in general. Like,
Yeah,
who
the
did
casting
the
is
casting? They're
casting is
amazing.
ridiculous.
Sally
Francine
Field?
Maisler is her name.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I
Sally
was just
Field,
about to say, the way she
Adrian
played her
Brody,
role.
Jason Segel. We are the only television show probably in the history of the world that has 2 Pulitzer Prize winning
Yeah.
playwrights in our cast. Tracy Letts, who plays Jack McKinney, the coach, who has the bike accident
Is
that
that-
you'll see in episode
Yeah.
5.
Already spoiled it. My God.
Well, I googled
Tracy
to make
Letts
sure he
won
didn't die.
he won the Pulitzer Prize for August Osage County, and then we also have a Stephen Adley Girgis, who plays Frank Mariani, who's John C. Reilly's accountant on the show. He's sort of like the kind of
he
heavy set
passed
guy.
away early. I mean, he passed away. It's not a real on the show.
He's still alive. No, you're thinking of a different guy.
Oh, not the one who.
No, not the one who gets whacked and ends up in the back of a trunk. No, that's the mafia guy.
That's the mafia.
That's the mafia
Really,
guy. No,
really good
Stephen
scene.
Adley Girgis won the Pulitzer Prize. He famously can I use can I say an F word?
You can say whatever you
Oh,
want.
so he
Absolutely
wrote a play
not.
called The Motherfucker with a Hat
Ooh.
that was on Broadway with Chris Rock.
Said it
Yeah.
so
And he won a Pulitzer Prize for his next play called Between Riverside and Crazy. So we've got 2
Oh.
Pulitzer Prize winning writers in our cast, in addition to Sally Field. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches. It
Yeah.
really is.
It's
Yeah.
wild. That's why I really look forward to the Emmys giving you all multiple awards, regardless of what everybody got to say. This is literally one of the best shows that are out right now. I personally like to watch really. It takes a lot for me to get through all the episodes because I'm really judgy. And it's just like the work that was put in
Yeah.
to make every character come to life. It is so real. And as a creator, you just appreciate greatness.
You
And
got to
that's
come work
what
for the
your
show. You'd be the best publicist for our
When they need
show.
another little cookie junior, call me. I got my hair like she was. No, but for real, I'm hoping.
I'm
for
glad
season
you love
2.
it. I'm glad you love
Yeah,
it.
because
Really.
I'm hoping for season 2.
Your
I
hair
just
does look like
said
it's from the 70s,
No,
though.
it is literally how Cookie wears her hair. This is one of my hair.
Yeah.
I have
one of my
more than
hairs?
one. This
Is
the
that a- is
piece.
that a,
We like
uh,
to call them pieces. Whoever I want to be today, this is Cookie.
I love it. I love it.
That was
in honor
my
of.
nickname though. As a
Isn't
kid.
she great too? Tamara Tomakili. She plays Cookie.
She's so
She's
awesome.
fabulous. Yeah.
She's doing
and
so
Rob
good.
Morgan, who plays
I was
Quincy's.
so pissed off at Magic though not the other day. Like it was like it just happened, but no, it was an episode. I just
I
watched
know.
it. I mean, why he gotta sleep with the best friend?
Oh, I know.
Have
Was
you
that
ever
awful?
slept with a best friend? Like best friend?
Off the record?
Off the record. Turn your cameras off so we can get the real deal. Okay?
No, that was a dick move.
That was a
I
low
was
blow.
so mad.
Yeah.
She didn't do enough.
She was in the other room.
She didn't
I
do
know.
enough.
Yeah.
I feel like that hotel
You got a lot to catch
room,
up on, brother.
it
Yeah,
should've
I'm
been
here. I'm like,
broke
what do you got
down
time
to
for?
Cookie
a
shows
jam.
up at the
She
door,
should've
and
beat
her
him
best
up.
friend is in the other room, and they
Sorry,
just
Magic,
they
but
just
she
had a
should've
little
beat you up
shtup
for that.
fest.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
No. When you see the scene,
Is it-
I'm bold too,
Is it
but
his
that's a whole
girlfriend? Is
nother
it his
level.
girlfriend or something?
Yeah.
Cookie
Yeah.
Johnson.
There's a lot of sexy
Oh.
time in this show. There's a lot of
Oh, if
Aaron's
Send
chicken.
the children to bed, by the way. I mean, the show was
There's a reason it's
incredible.
on late on
Hey,
HBO.
hey, Cookie stayed.
No, but that's why I said I had to go and look it up. Like, shout out to you guys because everybody has their thing. Like,
Yes.
for
Yes.
me, for her, it's love. And I watched many interviews because I was digging, girl. I was like,
Yeah.
why did she say? And it's not because of the diagnosis that I was looking it up. It was literally just the first episode. Like, you just want to know the first couple episodes for him to be the way that he was in whatever context it really is. You know he was getting it in. We all know that now. But it was just like, why do you stay? And it's because she said love. That was her flat out answer.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing else you can do about that.
All right.
Her love overcame
And they've been together
a
what now?
multitude of sins.
35 years?
Forever.
40?
Yeah.
And happily. They look
Yeah,
happy.
they
Yeah.
do look happy.
Listen, ain't that much love in the world.
And
they've
My
been through a lot
future
together.
husband.
Yeah.
You gonna love your cash into my bank
Yeah.
account. That's about it because I'm gone. And then I'm gonna come be with you, Spencer, because you gonna lay down with the person that you laid down with at 19. You weren't gonna leave him when you got paid. That's what I'm
That's
talking
right.
about.
Dude, I don't know too much about Magic Johnson, but now I'm hearing this and I'm like, I already know, the whole, and that thing and then the cheating thing, and I'm like, damn, she loves that guy. It must
No,
be.
she
Oh,
said
yeah.
that.
Because
I
holy
looked it
hell.
up.
Yeah, you see him do a lot of, he gets frisky a lot in this show.
And I'm not
So-
mad at that. Like, I literally am not mad at men and or women or whatever doing what you want to do sexually. Be free. Just don't be free and married. Like, unless it's an open marriage. I am truly about honoring the person that you choose. I might say a whole bunch of stuff as a single person because I can do that. But when you say I do, I think there's another level of honor and respect
Yeah.
that should
I
come
agree.
into
I agree.
play.
I agree.
And you don't get to just slang a thing everywhere and be loosey-goosey. What's the name of that,
I think
that
you
sandwich?
need to talk to Jaden Smith about that.
Loosey-goosey, Gucci, Lucci, you know. Juicy
Juicy
Lucy
Lucy.
everywhere.